But we're here with Albert, man, once again here to discuss some track and field because you know that most time I see Albert pop up, it has to do with his favorite sport, and that is track and field. So we're here
My
tonight
only
to look at
sport.
some. We're here tonight to look at some track and field, and boy, there's a lot of things going on in track and field right now. First up, the Jamaican journalists feel like they're being dissed by one Elaine Thompson Hera. Tajay Gayle slated to run in the 100-meter in the World Championship next season. Um, you look at these two females, Kaliese Spencer and what's her name? Christine Day, back at
Christine Day.
MVP. So, boy, a lot of things happening. But first up, we're going to touch on that alien issue because Kim's touched on it a little bit the other day, but we never got in there because it wasn't a topic on hand. But she gave an interview to an overseas media, right, saying that whatever people were saying was just mere rumors, and at one point she even heard that she was dead and all of that. So she said that it was all rumors and nothing beyond that. However, after her her national order got upgraded, came out with a statement later on to say that, well, I'm no longer part of MVP and this and that and all of that. Now we look at it now, Albert. I was saying that you're in a professional sport, right? You're now the person, double Olympic champion. Why is it that whosoever is in control of you in terms of who are your what do you call them? Your
You know.
advisors. Why is it
Yeah.
that they couldn't tell you that? Just play it diplomatically. When people ask the question initially that if it's true that you're leaving MVP, why don't you say I just completed a tough schedule, I just finished as a double Olympic champion, went to the Diamond League and did well. Now it's my time to rest. Now is my resting period. I have no time to talk about that right now. I just want to go and rest and recuperate for the new season ahead. Why couldn't she give a diplomatic statement than to go ahead and say that what people said was rumors and all of that? Because you know that no, we as fans, is going to look at it and we're going to say, well, can't trust her again. Because we have to put that in perspective now and said she basically sent us into some different shockwaves because she said it was rumors and nothing got so yet. Um, less than a month or a little bit over a month afterwards, we hear that she's now gone. Does that call her integrity into question for you?
I not necessarily. I was disappointed when she made the statement, having learned the truth because I knew it was going to happen, and then for it to play out completely opposite as to what she claimed. I was disappointed, but I think the ideal situation for her would have been to say, I just came back, I just completed my track season. I'm going to focus on recovery, and we'll wait and see what's going to happen. She didn't say that. She, I think she probably was caught off guard. She wasn't prepared. She didn't have a. I don't think she have a publicist or a PR person who
Mm-hmm.
would have guided her. I think this decision was made to go on international media by her and her husband to go and debunk the story because she didn't want the story to get ahead of her or of her decision. Trying to protect maybe her contract with Nike and stuff like that. So I think that's what she was trying to do. But I heard something on radio either today or something that she's not the best person to articulate how she really feels and to articulate the position that she wants to. Listening to her, I mean, it's not difficult to understand that. So she should have been advised. She should have allowed someone to advise her. She should have contacted someone to advise her as to what to say. But I mean, I don't think it's. I think it's much to do about nothing right now. Um, I mean, other people left and they've spinned the stories and tried to deflect and they end up leaving. I mean, Shelley did the same thing. She may not have said blatantly as Elaine did, but the fact is they all leave. So I think the media need to move on. I mean, Move
All
on. I
right.
understand that the interview was with an international media, so it
Mm-hmm.
make everybody in the local media look bad because they were the ones who brought the story.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, you're gonna just keep harping on it forever and ever? Just move
All right.
on.
So Albert, all right. Let's look at this now, right? Here at Sports Frenzy, say basically me and Josh are the mastermind behind Sports Frenzy. So
Yep.
you want to come on the show? No, you reach out to Josh. I said, Josh, say one come on the show this evening though. And for some reason or the other, Josh don't respond to you. Or Josh respond
Hmm.
to you and might say, um, yeah, you can. And then when time come for you to come on the show, it's a total different story, right? Like you're not able to come on the show because for
Hmm.
whatever reasons. No, you reach out back to Josh and say to Josh, say, that I heard that you and Levon deal and thing like that. And Josh play it down and said, no man, that are just strictly rumor, nothing else but rumor.
Hmm.
No, probably a month down the line, or not even a month, probably a couple of weeks afterwards, it now comes to the forefront that Josh Link one away and say, no, sir, me and Levon not deal none at all though. Aren't you going
Hmm.
to take Josh integrity into questioning? Would you be able to trust Josh?
Ah, it depends. It depends. It depends. I am going to be what I'm saying. I'm going to be disappointed, and
Yeah.
I may not trust Josh, but in you could forgive. I'm a forgiveful person, so I learned to forgive, and I don't think it. I mean, it's not the story with Elaine. It's not that bad. I don't think it's as bad as how people are making out. Yes, she lied. Basically, she lied. She was trying to protect herself, and people trying to. She was trying to spin the story, and it didn't come off the way she wanted it, or in my view.
No, but
So,
Albert, the worst part
mm,
about it is that okay, she said that it was rumor, but why did she go as far as say, I've heard before in the media that I was dead and all of that.
but
Basically, she
I
was
saw that.
substantiating the bull that she said
Yeah,
initially.
I
So
know she
that
went
is
too
where
far.
all that come to questioning. That's the problem,
Yes, she went too far. I understand.
Exactly.
And the thing is, she people are just starting to fall in love with her again.
Mm-hmm.
So, and to have done this now, it does put a little damper on her side, but I think they'll get over it, and we should get over it. We know what she was trying to do. And if you look at the bigger picture, we know that what she was trying to do, she was trying to protect her current contract and not and to avoid disclosing too much information to the public before she signs a big deal. I don't know if she signed it as yet or when, but I think
But the
that's
thing
what she
is
was
that
trying to
though,
do.
the thing though, if you look at it though,
Hmm.
do what we said. Just play the situation diplomatically. Just as I
Yeah,
said,
but she's not a diplomatic person. She doesn't know.
That's why.
She
That's
she
why. That's why, as a person of her reputation, you need PR. You need
Yeah.
that. Let them advise you as to what to do in situations like those. Because remember that you're a big deal now. Double Olympic
Hmm.
champion. People look up to you. You yourself said that you want to be a change for young people. You said that you want people to look at you as their, I wouldn't say idol, but as someone that they really would look at and say, you know what, I really would like to be like that person though. No, if you're going to come out and tell us a lie, because we're not going to pretty it up. She lied to we.
Yep. It is.
Well,
It's a fact.
she lied,
It's a
she,
fact.
she, lied, she lied to other people, well, not me, because we already know the truth. But she lied to other people that fell for it.
Hmm.
I put her integrity into question because that simply means that I can't trust you. And then here's Adrian Nicholson, big up yourself, bro. He's saying that damage your reputation here. It could possibly damage your reputation because all right, look at it now. What if
I
other
mean,
people like
it's big.
sponsors
It's
down the
big.
line want to get on board, right? And then they pick up on the story that remember that initially she said this, and then
Hmm.
probably a month down afterwards she said something else that could let her lose sponsorship right there. And remember that people already started jumping off the wagon because remember that she wasn't the most likable figure in Jamaica already. As you
Hmm.
said, people are just starting to get into like her. No, when she has done this, a lot of people have jumped off the wagon.
Yeah, and again, if she had even with her second statement that she made, if she had spoken with a PR person, she would have been able to spin it a little bit better. I didn't hear the full story. I just heard some of what she said, that's, so if she had gotten to a PR person and allowed them to advise her. But I think I don't remember, there was some lady, I don't remember the name. I saw somebody was interviewing this person and said she been working with Elaine. So I don't know if she has any PR
Yeah,
person
I
in
think
her
I heard
camp.
about it as well. That person was probably helping her to sharpen up on her interviews and things like that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard. But here's Sheikh saying
but
that all she needed to say that she has no comment. The topic about
yes,
being dead, people would literally think what she said was crazy. She lied big time.
yeah, she did. She literally did. She literally did. And I'm not defending the lie. I'm just saying that I'm just thinking what she wanted to say. I think she wanted to deflect from the truth. She didn't want the statement. She didn't want the information to be out there because the information was all out there. She didn't probably expect that would have been disclosed, and it got out in the open, and she didn't know. I think she jumped to that interview too quickly with the
Mhm.
international media. She jumped to that interview too quickly, and then she just blatantly lied.
Yeah, Sheikh's once again saying that with that lie, the moment something goes wrong, very few will be in her corner, especially with the Jamaican mentality. That's
People,
just the
they'll get.
truth.
You know what? Once she goes to World Championship next year and blaze the track again, and becomes double world champion. I saw somebody saying that she's gonna run 21.18 and 10.44. I mean, that's a prediction. So if she does those times, I mean, they're gonna forget that she ever lied.
And if she doesn't, they are going to
And if
remember.
she
Remember that people
and
are
if
not
she,
forgetful enough.
and if she doesn't, yes, it's going to people will. I mean, if she win, if she needs one of those two medals, if she get one of those two, I think that's it. She's gonna be up there. Nobody's gonna remember. They're gonna, because Jamaicans are in the moment.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think, and the media, I think right now the media in Jamaica they're hurt. They're hurt by it.
Who would it be? Like,
They're hurt, and so
honestly, fam, who wouldn't be? Because remember that we're the one basically giving you all the highlight. I remember that they never gave her any sort of real interview when she ran the 10.54. So it's basically the Jamaican media that is probably trying to push her and highlight her. No,
yes,
you'd
yes,
expect that you'll probably give an interview to one of your own Jamaican media outlet, and that wasn't done. So of course we're open our feelings.
maybe they didn't contact her. Maybe none of them contacted her. She was contacted by the U.S. media, and that's the one she decided to do. I don't think she was contacted because people were running with the story and nobody went to her. I can't. I haven't heard
You think so?
anybody who said they've contacted her for confirmation and she turned them down.
I leave it to speculation, but I personally think that they probably try to reach out to her because knowing how RJR as a company and Gleaner works, I wouldn't see the
Mm-hmm.
reason why they would reach out to Stephen Francis to get his side of
Mm-hmm.
the story and not reach out to her to get her side of the story.
To
So
the store. True.
I think they did,
They
but
probably did.
I
But
think
she
she turned it
and she
down.
turned them down, and she probably turned them down too. And then because she probably was forced to go on the that NBC. It was the NBC, right? Yeah, she probably
No,
was
it wasn't
forced to go
really
on it by
NBC. Those
was
guys.
they work with one of those big stations though.
Mhm.
They work with one of those big stations.
Yep.
So I think it might have been her sponsor who said, you got to go and talk about this if it's true. And
But all right, what is said is already said and done. How does she move on from right here?
I think she moved on by
So yeah, it was actually NBC.
yeah, okay. Yeah. She moved on by focusing on her, focusing on making herself better, focusing on getting stronger, focusing on running faster and using that to speak. Um, and definitely she needs to get a PR person who's going to help her because she needs to be out there on social media. She needs to get her social media status more. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. She needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. So she needs to be out there selling herself on social media. If I mean, I think it would be good if she get a PR person who could help her to, make the story sound a little better. She probably need to
Mhm.
give an interview. She did give an interview. I mean, it wasn't all that good. So I hope she gets a PR person who can help her and to spin the story better and basically just move on. Stop talking about it. So, just next time she said, you know what, the stories out there. I've moved on from the club. I apologize if anybody's been hurt by what I said. Something like that. I think that's gonna not gonna happen, but something like that would help her move on. But blaze the track because she is under the tutelage now of two new coaches. None of whom has brought any sprinters to the fore that I know of or that's prominent. So she just got to make them look good, basically. When the local season starts, maybe early February, I think. They start.
Thereabouts. But the thing though, Albert, is that based on information, based on what we have heard, it seems like it's still something in the process that she's probably trying to select her team still. So it seems like it
It's
is
not
still something
confirmed,
that is
yeah.
finalized as yet. Although with she lying to us already, probably something finalized and she don't want to say it as it. That's the level that it's at right now. I don't trust that.
we
I
can't
don't.
we can't believe anything she said no until something she said something and it is actually true.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
to take
So.
everything she said right now with a whole bunch of salt. Not even just a
Mm,
grain. But we just hope that everything works out in her favor and she goes on to do what we expected her to do because
yeah.
why everything remains open now, because we were talking about her probably getting the world record next year and all of that with
All right.
her probably, well, not probably, with her switching camp now. Boy, that
Yeah,
leaves a lot of
I
questions.
was saying I spoke to somebody about it on Facebook. Ben Seni something, I forgot his name. He's like I thought Kems was Elaine's number one fan, but that man on Facebook, I don't he's nobody Elaine can do no wrong for him. Absolutely no wrong. And he's
I
saying
know
that
him.
Elaine's gonna run, yep. He's saying Elaine's gonna run 21:18 for the 200. I
Producer.
mean,
They said that man is wild in 21.18 for the 200-meter for Elaine.
20.18 for Elaine. I mean, that, I don't know. And 10 for 4. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I know. I want her to break the world record. I think she can, and
Yeah.
I know if she had stayed with Frano, it definitely would have gone come next year. So I don't know who she's gonna get, but she made a statement the other day. Say she knows her body. So I'm reading many things from it too. She says, I know my body, I know what state I'm in now, and I know my body. So I don't know if she's implying that, I don't think I can go any faster. I think I've run my best, or I know my body enough so I can train myself to run even faster. So I don't know,
Wish,
what she's
I
implying.
honestly wish I had a pack of salt right here. Tell her that everything that she say, I'm going to take it with a
To the
whole pack of
go.
salt. But well, here's her husband popping up from
Oh,
out of
yeah.
the nest. Where you're talking about your favorite female athlete in a boss man. I asked a question to Albert and he's kind of bluffing somewhat. He's a forgiving type. No, Kims, know that she's your wifey and all of that. You forgive her or everything that she say you're going to take with a pinch of salt.
Forgive her for what exactly?
The lie that she told us, the big lie.
All right. I believe I hinted on it on one of the
Mhm.
shows that we had. I really don't think is a, I don't think is a case of forgiving or not forgiving. Like if you know anything about track and field, if you know anything about life in general, it was just a bad lie. Like from she start talking, say a lie shit. I don't know if you guys watched the quote unquote
Yeah.
interview that she did.
Yep, we
From
did.
she start talk, it was just it was lie. And I think it also goes down to like PR. She needs a lot of PR work in every single aspect. Because if you have your PR person I don't know if the PR person is her husband or her friends him, but even if there are certain ways how you can tell a lie without telling a lie. you know you can say, well, guys, I don't want to talk about this right now. I just finished my season. I want to enjoy some time with my husband. We'll talk. We'll get back to that October there. So or guys, a lot of things are going around. I really haven't had the time to take in everything. But just don't follow everything that you said. Some may be true, some may not be true. I'm not really sure right now. There's so much that she could have said, but and this is one thing that will always make Jamaican people go against her. Because just when people start love you, just when people start embrace you, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Indeed.
like I love using this woman analogy. It's like when you have a you start talk to a girl, it start out rocky. But she start make a little bit of improvement and you say, let me give her a chance. And the moment you give her a chance, all right, she start hiding her text him. She start do this. She start do some little things where you have to go back to square one. And I think that's what Elaine has done right now. She gone back to square one with people. Everything now what she has say, everybody gonna start questioning it. Is she telling the truth? Is she lying? Because
That's what I said.
boss, they sent the letter of intent. They sent the letter of intent to MVP from so long ago. Like from about a month before everything come out, the letter of intent was sent to MVP to leave MVP. You understand me? So when she come out and say, "Oh, don't believe everything. Don't believe that." I even saw on the internet that I died before, and look, I'm here right now. You just know say, she's just lying, and it's just not really a good look for her. Somebody who wasn't embraced by her own people, by her own sponsors, and then now you come out with some more lies.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Albert. How or yeah, basically I have the answer already, but I'm going to ask you, how does she win back over the Jamaican fans?
Win, broke
Hmm.
the record. that,
Mm-hmm.
that's our chef do. Go to world because all right, if you notice anything, right? If you notice anything in people in general, they'll talk about some things for a while and then they move on from it. I don't know. All
Nine
right,
day talk.
remember when the whole thing about um when the whole thing with Christian Coleman did come on, remember with those little things, people talk about it for a while, then they move on from it. People talk about it for a while, then they move on from it. So the world is always revolving, everything's happening every day. All right, so now we are talking about, this pastor guy and this cult thing. Trust me, next week we are talking about something different. And I
Something
just saw it
else.
go,
Yeah.
So all she has to do is win, and once she win, then especially if she break the record, then people will forget about all that.
Yes, sir. All right, so it leads me into the other topic that I have on hand. Now, we've seen that she has moved on from MVP, so has a lot of athletes in the past, but for some reason or the other, I see two female kind of screechy back into MVP, It's low key like when you put it on that doormat, but it's known to a lot of people. But Kaliese Spencer back at MVP and also Christine Day. Albert, too little, too late. Would you say?
Khalees is Khalees
Choker.
is what, 34. I'm not sure Christine Day's age. I think she probably in that region too. I think it's Khalees had taken a break, so I don't know if I don't know what's that going to do for her. If it's going to rejuvenate her, give her some extra speed or some extra push. But mm, we've Bridget Foster won a medal at 36. Merlin won a medal at 36. I think Bridget maybe 35 when she won her last medal. So it's not impossible. It's not
Oh,
impossible. But Khalees has been trying to return for a while. I mean, to
Hold
her,
on,
her
hold on, man. Let me stop in a track. So you're telling me that Albert with that what 21-year-old Sydney McCloughin, 21 or 20-year-old what's her name from Netherlands, Femke Ball. You're telling me that with what's Kim's girl from America name again, man? Shamir Little.
Shamir
Shamira
Little.
Little. Mm-hmm.
and Dalila Mohammed. You're telling me that Kali Spencer has it within her to get close to these girls to medal?
All right,
Come
all right,
on.
Albert.
I'm
First of
no,
all,
I didn't say she's gonna medal. I just pointed out people who have medal at age group.
all right,
In those late age stages
hold
of their
on,
lives. Mm-hmm.
Albert. Is it? Am I hearing that you are comparing Kali Spencer to the great Merlin Atty to the great Bridget Foster Hilton? Is that
I'm
what
not
you're doing?
no, I'm only doing it by age.
Oh,
Age
okay.
alone.
All right. So let me tell you a thing about Kali Spencer. You remember when Kali Spencer was Diamond League winner? You remember those days of Kali Spencer? Those were Kali
Yep.
Spencer best days. That are
Best
Kali Spencer
years. Yeah.
prime, right? And the times that are running now, Kali Spencer wouldn't even dream for run them time there at that point in time. So and at that point in time, when she continuously failed and failed and failed, and she blamed it on MVP. She think it was MVP fault why she couldn't get a medal when the big stage come and all them thing there. And she left, and so she left, so she regressed. Right? And she and Christine they are best friends. So anyway they go she go. Anyway Spencer
She
go
went.
they
You
go,
remember
right?
that it was a large exit from MVP at the time, and yeah,
Exactly.
they didn't they go to the coach that supposedly is Bert. Didn't they go to Bert Cameron Club?
They
I
went
think
to
that's
Bert Camp.
Yep.
yes.
They went to Bert Cameron, and Christine Day could not make another individual event. I think she had made one relay team, but she could
Mhm.
not make another individual event. Kali Spencer. I'm telling you the real thing about Kali Spencer. Why Kali Spencer never make it where she should make it. Kali Spencer loved the extracurricular activities too much. When we talk about extracurricular activities,
Mhm.
we talk about man. She loved that.
Uh,
She loved that too much. So as a result of that, when you were supposed, she never have the discipline. When you were supposed to have the discipline,
Oh
when you were
boy.
supposed to have the discipline during track season, she never have the discipline because she believes say, okay, I'm Diamond League, may I run this, may I run that, and she never want to listen, she never want to take a talking. And then every single time when she go out on the championship stage and she feel, she knows that she ever
mhm.
feel, because she know exactly what she was doing, right? But
I think she was
um,
running too much Diamond Leagues. She was running like at every meet. She was Diamond League champion about 2 times, right?
why Shakes the same can't believe me just said that? You want me to tell the truth or what?
Don't repeat.
Me
Don't
not,
repeat.
me not understand you, boss man. I'm telling
But, but,
you,
but,
like me, I tell you and the people them exactly what was going on.
but
Like
Kems,
me, I tell you
I'm
exactly
going to
what was.
substantiate something that you said. Frano himself said that sometime when they return, the ship has already gone.
Hmm.
It's
Yep,
gone
yep,
long, it's gone. So and that was in an interview. He said it. So
yep.
basically, it just throw both of them under the doormat. Say, hey, yeah,
Same
you
thing
guys
with
come back, but
same thing. What's your name? Melanie Walker. She
yeah.
decides that she
So
Yeah,
want drag for herself back come an MVP.
Asafa Powell same way. So
all
it's
of them.
just,
I mean,
All
but
of them.
when you scratch your head, man, we have seen it happen to all these athletes that tend to leave MVP. I'm here thinking, could we see Elaine back at MVP very soon?
I mean,
All right.
uh,
So this is
I
so
don't.
this is the
It's
thing, right?
possible. Hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, Albert. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say it's possible, but Shelley left and went back for 1 year. I don't know if it's you guys may say and we know the reason why she went back. Um, Elaine is 29, so going back, and I don't know. I don't know if it's possible. Nothing is impossible, but I'm not foreseeing it right now. Maybe in another 2 or 3 years we can say, but by then she'd have achieved everything she wanted. So I don't see the reason to go back anyway.
I'm not,
But it's
I'm
not
not,
impossible.
I'm not give no more insight because every insight me give, when I take me for clown and I say my funny and
No,
I
man, no, man,
to
boss,
love.
boss, man.
But let me
When
tell
it
you.
comes,
All
No,
right.
come on.
All right. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Elaine is not going back to MVP. Not at all. Not for
Mhm.
love. Not for much. She's not going back to MVP. Like this is it, right? And I told you guys before that there is a rift between the fake husband because I'm the real husband. So there's a rift between the fake husband
Mhm.
and the whole MVP camp due to, various transgressions and all of that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
also a big factor of it, and I think Elaine hinted at it on I don't know if you know watch the Smile Jamaica interview that she did with Never Bell the other day. If y'all
Yeah, I've
didn't,
seen it.
y'all probably need to take it in. But she kind of hinted at it that like right now, she want to take certain decisions in a fair own hands, right? So she want to decide which track meet she run at. She want to the money that MVP, the 35%, etc. What MVP did I get? She don't want MVP get that anymore. She and her husband keep it in the family, right? I believe that MVP coached her enough for she know what she do, and based on the information I'm collecting about her husband, he's no slouch. Even though we are say, oh, what kind of
He's
resume him have, blah blah
Mm.
blah, he's no slouch. He's a man where he's a man where various sources swear by him about certain things, personal life and so them leave out the part there. But when it
Mm.
comes to coaching, them say, he's a man where him can do him thing, and
and he's,
nobody
and he's
who
actually and he's actually a businessman,
he's
He
definitely a
has,
business.
he has a whole lot of business.
Michelle, better
Serious,
you go
serious
on
thing,
in it.
man. Because I was scrolling through and aside, and I know that he manages some artists. I know about that. He has a music group, like
Mm.
production and all that. I know that he has that. I think he also was on the
Yes,
Jerk
man.
Center.
No, man. When it come on to business mind, man. When it come on to business mind, he has that. Like you can't take that from
Mm-hmm.
two things. You can't take from him: in business mind, in badness, and the coaching. You can't take them things from him, right? Him can do him like a thing in a coaching, right? And so when it come on to that, the only thing I'm worried about, really, to be honest with you, Achilles for Alien, because Achilles can act up every now and then. I don't know what resources I don't know if there's better resources out there than MVP, for address that matter itself.
Well, once Elaine has the contacts to the doctors and all the different people who work on our Achilles, then it shouldn't, because I don't think the doctors like say, oh, I'm assigned to MVP, so she can't go to them on her own.
No real.
Wally, welcome, Wally. Long time don't see the man. We're talking about your favorite athlete, man.
No,
What you have to say
watch
about
Wally,
this
watch
whole
Wally
issue?
and film Joker internet already.
Wally, you still there?
I'm here, loud and clear.
All right, so we're talking about your girl. What do you have to say about the whole topic? Because we have been talking about her and about that interview that she gave, and she told us that big fat lie. And as Kim said, we could have seen it from a miles. Well, not a mile, few miles away that it was a fat lie from the way she started it. So, what you have to say about that? And do you think that she'll actually go back to MVP, seeing that all these athletes tend to reach back home?
Well, the all right. I want to put a different perspective on it. I hear persons say, boy, she told a lie. She knew from the jump that she was going to leave, and I think that position is reasonable. However, there's another perspective. It could very well be that she was actually in the process of contemplating it. She didn't really make a final decision, and based on that contemplation, persons may have, so like Mary's with Kims. I'm gonna say, Kims, say, boy, I think it's time for
Hold on there.
move
Hold
on.
on there, Wally. Hold on there,
Go
Wally.
ahead.
Hold on.
Mhm.
Hold on, Wally. Hold on there, Wally. We know you come with the intelligence hat on and your speaky spokey attitude, but Bemen does knock out the perspective out of the way. That is not true. She sent a letter of intent to MVP a month in advance before she even do that interview. One whole month, there's a letter of intent to leave MVP. That was that. So that is fact. So there was no she and them a reason, and I say, hey, mo wonder no, the letter of intent was there, and I say, if you guys don't watch Smile Jamaica interview, you guys need to watch it because it was. She also said that she wanted to leave MVP from 2019. So I just give a little bit of perspective, but continue with your speaky spooky. You
All
sound
right,
good.
all right. But the thing is that though, the you notice how outspoken is. Up until this point, he has yet to confirm that he has received such a letter. If you listen to both interviews, at no point did he mention getting that letter of intent. And to me, that is why would Frano not mention that? He was asked directly in the first interview, and his response was, "I cannot speak to what Elaine has said to me or what I have said to Elaine." Now we know Frano is no stranger to being forthright, to being very expressive. Why would he not mention that if he
All right,
actually received
all
that?
right,
He
Wale,
was being
Wale,
diplomatic.
Wale,
He
Wale,
was
Wale.
being diplomatic.
Stick up
He was
in.
being
Why
diplomatic.
would he do it? Remember that he
Frano,
said
come
that.
on.
Remember that he said, if you guys want to find out, it best if you ask Elaine that. He said it.
Hmm. Yep. He was being
See,
diplomatic about
and see,
that
and see,
statement,
No,
that
but
letter.
we are no, but do we know over the years Frano to be diplomatic?
yeah. So, all right.
Yes, he is
Yes,
always. I mean, he's outspoken, but he's
yes.
not always. He's
No,
not
Albert,
always
come on,
forthright.
man. Better than that. Better than that.
No,
Frano is in no way, shape, or form diplomatic. Man, you're
yeah,
confusing with
no.
Bruce G.
Hold on. There are times when Frana is very outspoken, and times when he's diplomatic. When Shelley
No,
was leaving, what did
no,
he say?
no, no, no,
What did he
no.
say when Shelley was leaving? Did he come out and say, "Oh
Well,
yes, Shelley's
to be
leaving"?
fair, to be fair to Fernando and Wale. Yeah, so whenever athletes are leaving MVP, this man majority of the, as a matter of fact, I would say 95% of times is diplomatic with his responses.
Very.
He is.
He's outspoken. He's outspoken, but when people are leaving, he's diplomatic about it until they leave. Then you come out and speak more. But prior to that, you're not going to hear anything much.
No, but what I'm saying is that if you are asked a specific question, right,
Hmm.
about whether or not you received a letter, right? The reporter asked him, "Can you confirm that you received this letter?"
And what was his
And he
answer?
made reference to Nationwide having gotten wind of the letter. Why
Hmm.
would he not? Why would he not mention that?
What was his answer? What you said it in your response? What was his answer?
Right. He said
He
he
said it
said that I will not speak to what communication Elaine has had
I
with
guess
me and
exactly.
what
that
I
is
have
one.
had with Elaine.
And two, he said that
Mhm.
After October the 18th, we'll see who turn up
Who
at training.
turn up at it?
Remember, he
Yep.
also said that too.
Yep. So he was being diplomatic. He didn't want to say, he didn't want to speak directly about the letter, say, "Oh yes, I received a letter." So he said, he made a go around about it. And
All
then he
right.
said, "We'll see what happens." Yeah, he didn't speak directly to it, but you could deduce from what he said that either he received a letter or there was some form of communication.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. But as I said, his usual track record. When they ask him about the relay
Hmm.
team, when they ask him about the camp, when they ask him about the preparation of the camp, all of these things, he was very outspoken where these sort of things are concerned. He didn't beat around the bush. He a lot of times he said, "Boy, the setup, the setup, and who they have to run on the relay, is bad and poor organization and all of those things." So it was very strange to me for him now to basically, in my estimation, based on his track record, pretty much change course.
Yeah, I don't think it's changed course. We've known Frana to be very outspoken, and he's been outspoken in circumstances where he just not holding back. But in this case, his biggest is the number one per earner for him is leaving, right? He didn't want to confirm that because Bruce James said that they were still in negotiations. They were still trying to keep her, even though they got the letter that she was leaving, they were still trying to keep her. So he didn't want to say anything that would offend her at that time or offend her camp, hoping in the back of his mind. That's just my
Yeah,
view.
like
That
something
yeah,
could have make
mm,
a do with the
yeah,
negotiation. But Wally, you're missing on something that we keep on saying. Whenever an athlete is leaving MVP, Stephen Francis always diplomatic about the situation. He's not going to come out and say, yes, this athlete is leaving and all of that. He doesn't do that. But anything else in regards that you ask him about is going
yep.
to be forthright and he's going to tell you the truth. Just like
All
with the
Mm-hmm.
right.
case with Kaliese Spencer and Christine Day, they asked him about it, and yeah, the man said, yo, sometime the ship just gone left them.
Mm-hmm.
The man was straightforward in there.
Yep. Very straightforward. Yep.
But I don't remember what he expressed where Shelley was concerned. But I remember when Jermaine Mason left him after he won the silver medal. And they asked him about Jermaine Mason, and he was saying, well, the problem with Jermaine Mason was that he wanted all of my attention. And based on the number of athletes that I have to work with, he's not going to get that. So you see, he didn't beat around the bush where that is concerned. I think I need to go back to see what he said when Shelley left. But I distinctly remember where Jermaine Mason was concerned. He was very outspoken. He gave the reason in
Mm-hmm.
no uncertain terms. So I found it very
But
very
they left on
interesting. But you made a good point though that
mhm.
um it is his cash cow who is leaving. So maybe in the background, as I said, with Bro James, hope against hope, there could be some convincing. So if he really came and took a belligerent stance, that would have really burned the bridge where that is concerned. So I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that perspective.
And he went on further to say we will see who shows up
Right.
when training resumes. So he was still leaving the door open for her to return.
And
He was leaving
Right.
the
also,
door open
also
even though
Wally,
he
right?
knew.
Also, Wally, in that interview, right? As I mentioned about Jermaine Mason, he also mentioned in this interview, right, about the attention as well that Elaine
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
Shelley wanted. And he mentioned the same thing that he has other athletes working with as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he went as further as to talk about certain athletes wanted more attention than some. And there
Mm-hmm.
was he also in that interview as well confirmed that there was something between Shelley and Elaine as well. Because he said
Yes.
Yes,
that they
yes.
were on
Yeah, I
something
remember.
in
I
that interview.
remember.
Because
I
remember that a lot
remember
of
that
people were
part.
rubbishing that on the pages, that there
Mm-hmm.
wasn't any feud between them. He also confirmed in that interview that there was a feud between them.
Yeah, because he said Elaine was the reason why Shelley left.
Right.
Exactly.
And
He's
guess what,
Yeah,
Wally?
and that's the same thing that he mentioned about the attention. That there,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't specifically mention which athlete, but he said that some athletes wanted that individual attention and most of the attention, and he has other athletes working with.
But Wally, that kind of confirm what we have been saying now. So once you ask him certain question in regards to certain things, he's going to give you a straightforward
Mm-hmm.
answer. But once it's with someone leaving, you're
Mm-hmm.
just going to get the diplomatic answer.
And as someone said the other day, over Gleaner, when he spoke, that Stephen Francis always talk in a lot of parables at times,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So you have to really figure out the parables that he's talking and trying to understand what he's actually saying. Because
He's
same thing,
very
for example, they
he's
asked him
sometimes
about
measured.
what he talked about the return of, as Levon said, of Christine Day and Kaliese Spencer. He said that sometimes the ship has
As,
left,
yeah,
has
and
basically left.
yeah, Shakes also. Shakes, I saw this comment from Shakes earlier where Shakes was saying that he basically said something which literally hinted at nothing.
Yeah.
So you have to read between the lines when this man talks
Mm-hmm.
at times. And if you read between lines, you can pick up on things. Because, all right, look at it, Wally. When they mention about, let's see, after October 18 who turns up, that would itself should kick your brain and say, oh,
Yeah.
he basically confirmed that she's not turning up now because this is a
Mm-hmm.
man that you know that he's going to tell her the truth
The
straightforward.
truth
And if he's going to
straightforward.
give you
Yeah.
a statement like that, you can read between the lines and see that, yeah, she wouldn't have turned up.
Yep.
your assessment. I
And as
think
Go
Josh
ahead, Wally.
saying something.
I was saying as Albert was saying, during the time that he made that interview, there were negotiations still going on as they were trying to convince Elaine to
Yeah,
remain.
just
There
yeah.
were reports that Bruce, that's the president, was trying to have negotiations with Elaine for them to convince her, changing her mind for she to remain at the club. So probably that's why he did not really want to come out and give a straightforward answer regarding that question.
Mm. So let me tell you with Bruce James, right? Let me tell you a little thing about Bruce James. Nice guy and everything, right? But Bruce James believes say Elena go broke the record between now and world champs, right? Bruce
Mm-hmm.
James want that to be attached to MVP, right? He want that to be because you know that attached to MVP. Obviously, MVP don't need no more promotion, but hey, extra promotion won't hurt, you know. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Bruce James did want that. So Bruce James was actually, as the reports on here were true, he was actually begging, and that is why because even I think they did another interview with Frano, and I don't know if you guys mentioned it when I was away, but Frano said that the only thing that he can confirm is that she's not here at this moment. You get what I say? So,
Mm-hmm.
quote, really and truly, you know, MVP are, let's say, 20% hopeful that she will come back, right? But I'm telling you, the fake husband what she have, again, I'm the real husband for the people just joining. So the fake husband what she have, that man that man wanted her to leave MVP as soon as you know they got serious and so. But you know, contractual agreement, blah blah blah, all of them kind of stuff they kind of prevented it. You know, so um that now happened. But you know, it kind of unfortunate, honestly, because I think MVP believe that no MVP believe that they brought Elaine from nothing to something. As again, Frano hinted in his interview when he said, you know, at times, you know, when you don't have nothing, nobody not there around you, but as soon as you win something, everybody
Mhm.
there around you, and I want to tell you, you know, what to do and all of them something. So,
As well as you were in the A type athlete coming from high school level, you're in the
Yeah.
lower. Yeah,
exactly,
you're the top athlete, but they take the lower athletes who are predicted to be big thing, and they make
and
them
to
into stars.
and
I'm
to be
gonna feel
fair,
this. Of course, me gonna feel this. Of course, me have a right to get up and feelings over it.
and and to be fair,
I mean, he
and
wasn't wrong.
and to be fair, you know, to be fair to MVP spent a lot of money on Elaine. A lot of money. You can see they spent a lot of money in, you know, development in terms of you know a lot of money them invest in the athletes. So you know anybody would have feel half done by it, but you know again, you know, even if me have a girl and me spend a million, if me send her through 4 years of college and after she left college she decided to left me, like she owes me nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So the same thing we think with Elaine, you know, she not owe MVP anything. MVP benefit from her just as how she benefit from MVP. So
Yeah, that's true. That's why that correlation I just draw. I wouldn't really subscribe to that one because you invest 4 years in a woman, you expect different. But anyways, move on.
you
I wouldn't
expect
advise me to do that. I wouldn't advise my brothers to do that. But anyways, Wally,
those things.
what else do you have to say?
So you mentioned earlier, Kims, that persons were basically vouching for the pedigree of her husband as a coach.
Uh,
But I am wondering on what at who of note has he coached? What basing this confidence on?
so all right. So me could be fair in a coaching, right? All right. How much at least you think front of coach will just never make it? For a lot. Like
A
a lot.
lot, a
You
lot.
get to me like a lot, right? You know, so you know when you're coaching, you probably have probably two or three that is a hit. But you probably coach 50, 60, 70. You know, so the conversion rate for that not really good. However, I believe I mean, I don't. McCare, they told me I heard about two names, but honestly, the name them must slip me right now. But they are not no world beaters. I don't know world beaters. But in terms of track program, in terms
Are
of
they running? Are they running 11-5, 11-6, 11-7, 11-8. What are your times?
Him not coach. Him not coach no woman. I know woman him a coach.
Oh, he's coaching high school kids.
Yeah. I think it was St. Diego. Them did say. I
Yeah,
remember
Jacob.
him coach
San
with,
Diego.
and him coach with Bert Cameron as well. Him coach with Bert
Mhm.
Cameron as well, right? So, and
Coaching
Bert
with
Cameron,
Bert Cameron
old
is
team.
is a is a is a blot
But
on your resume. Yeah, continue.
Yeah. So I think in the track and field space, track and field IQ, just knowing the knowledge about track and field and so on, track and field programs and so him have that. The reason why I say that is that initially when we heard it, a lot of us, me, Albert, I think you as well, Wally, and I think Akil as well. A lot of us were bashing him. A lot of us were beating him. We were saying, what this man know about track and field and so. So, I have to give him due, after you do your research and, you talk to people and so, a lot of people say, him on a novice out there. Elaine, she in a MVP hands, but she good enough hands.
All right,
all
so
right,
Kems, I have a question for you too, Kems. All right,
Yeah.
Albert, go ahead and ask Kems a question.
so he coaches at San Diego. Which of San Diego's sprint athlete did well in the last championship that we can say yes, that's one of his prodigy?
San Diego never run
Which
well in
female
some
athlete,
really, and them have
athlete
some.
that we can
Them
say
have
is
some
one of his
little.
prodigy that did
San Diego
well?
have some
So
good runner, man.
So just to give you some perspective, Albert, that's one how standout athlete is one of the metrics that you use to determine a good coach. However, I know Keelan Goldburn personally, and he coaches the St. Diego
Our
girls.
stream is having issue.
What a good coach does, because remember, your talent pool will not necessarily
You
always
guys are
have
frozen. Are you hearing me?
hearing you. Yeah, man, hearing you. Right.
You're
What
not
a
hearing
good
us, you're not hearing us, Albert? All right, just log out and log in back, Albert. We're not hearing you now. All right, Wally, continue.
Yeah, man. So I was saying that what a good coach does is that he is able to pick athletes and get together a composition of athletes that, depending on when you add up the various placings, overall they will end up in the top 5, top 10. So based on the talent available, looking at whether or not an athlete is a coach produces a superstar athlete, that is one part of the equation. Another good indication of a coach is to look at where the school is performing overall. When you look at the point standings, where was the
All right.
school
So
prior
Wally, what I can say is
and
that
where they are now? Sorry, go ahead.
I believe San Diego actually won Central Champs this year.
Yeah,
So the boys, that is, they won
Mhm.
Central Champs. In terms of Champs performance, I believe they finished what? Fourth or
It's fifth.
thereabout.
I think it's fourth or fifth. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if anybody in the comment section remembers. What I remember, fourth.
Anthony
fourth
Henry,
or
you're
fifth.
one that keep track of those things. Just comment and tell us. But
Right. So that's the
Yeah,
thing,
they were in the top 10
Albert.
for sure.
If you have a coach who is able to, based on his assessment of what he has to work with, and he's able to, if you look and you say, boy, like, a lot of people make mention of some of the sides that Alex Ferguson won the Premier League with. When you look at the individual talent, you can't say, boy, he coached this person to be a Lionel Messi. But when you look at the overall performance of the team, you saw them winning titles, and that is also a very good indication of how good a coach is.
True, but stick up in track and field is an individual sport. So you're gonna coach individuals.
No. Yeah, but remember, again, you still have to look at the talent pool that the coach has to work with.
Yes,
So
and
it is
San Diego
so it's-
always have talented people. San Diego is I mean, at champs, St. George is always in the top 10 in boys and girls. I
Name
mean,
the after Johan Blake. Name
mhm.
5 top male St. Diego sprinters.
Listen, not about the male sprinters. I can't name any right now. I can't name any.
That's the point. That's the point. That's the point.
And it goes to your point when it goes to my point, because the fact that I can't name anybody, it means that nobody is from the pool that he has. Nobody's coming forward.
The,
I
the only
don't know
name that,
how long
the only
has
name
he
that
been
pops up,
there?
to be honest, the only name that pops up in my head is probably Kevin Rachin, and
Actually, yeah.
that's about it. I see Anthony saying that Rashid Bradwell, but Bradwell was a hurdler. Remember that. So you can't bring in an hurdler. Remember that we're talking about a man that coaches the sprinters, So I wouldn't
Sprinters, yeah.
necessarily have
So
Bradwell in that mixer. But question, Kems, how long since he has been at St. Jago, if you know?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't want to know lie. I'm not sure. I can find out for you and make you know, but I don't really have the exact number to tell you the
All right.
honest truth.
And,
I can
and, and
find
the
out.
question that I wanted to ask you at the top was, all right, so we know that there's a 99.9 possibility that Elaine is not going back to MVP. MVP is the one that is only that 0.1% hope. With that in mind, which female athlete are we looking forward to under the tutelage of one Francis? You're the man that has the inside scoop. So
You say which female athlete or?
will Francis be coaching ASAP like within the next year? Who is that athlete?
So to be honest with you, I heard it was that one. I heard it was supposed to be Shakari. That's what I heard.
what
From
Prana said.
decent people,
Prana, hmm
a good amount of people. I heard it was, her not from the Facebook coach, but actually, legitimate people. I heard it was supposed to be her, but um, you know, I'm going to be like Fran on this one until we see her the training. Then
hmm
then I gonna believe. But I heard it. I heard it's her, and um, obviously, it's something that Nike is really pushing. Because Shakari is really, say whatever she wants, she come and, you know, Shakari make Nike a lot of money, and I telling from day one, say Nike is not in the feelings business. So anybody who want feelings about Nike don't promote me, blah blah blah. Nike is about a
hmm
money making thing. Sometimes you have to be cutthroat, and Shakari is the one who's out there. She's the one with the personality. She's the one who is making Nike money. So Nike really want to make her the poster girl. So with anybody with any kind of sense at all would have said, boy, well, if Frano always get winners, and Nike want her to be the poster girl and MVP under Nike, is like match made in heaven, But I know Jamaicans won't like that, because then I can tell you if Shakari goes to Stephen Francis under that stern coaching, and she
Problem.
definitely has something to prove. World Championships is in her home country. If he gets her under his tutelage,
Problem.
there is absolutely no Jamaican who is beating her. I can tell you that straight up.
I agree.
Not
I agree.
even Ilian. Not even. I'm telling you, no Jamaican will beat her. You understand me?
Facts.
Because again, if you don't know how front of petty, it's not even gonna be a Jamaica America thing. It's gonna be, well, you decide, so you want to leave. All right, I'm gonna show you now, and I'm gonna coach her up for be one of the greats.
Agreed, yeah.
And Kim, here's shakes that into what you said that her age also she would be a cash elephant for Nike.
Oh man, I was about to say that, but I was about to say cash cow, but Shakes is right. Bigger
Elephant
than
man.
cow, cash elephant.
Yeah, if she wins, anyhow, she win a major title. I mean,
Albert,
she's gonna be, yeah.
she not even have to win. She not even have to win. If she
She does have
win,
with she
if
get a
she
medal,
win,
right?
she probably be a cash donkey or
Yeah.
any of them. But she not even have to win. Once she come and them start put and you say, oh, Shakari train at MVP, And as much as Jamaican people claim say them not like her, Jamaican people love the mix up.
Of
Them
course they
love the
do.
mix up, them love the gossip. So them are going in the Kool-Aid and that's gonna give her more publicity and you know. So
But I
MVP
but I honestly
MVPs.
don't. If she go to if she and she go to Frano, me not see her last for 6 months.
Well,
I don't know.
Me no- I
well, the
don't.
thing is,
Me not
the
see
thing
her
is,
last.
Wally. All right. So the thing is, Wally, like the sponsorship really plays an important role where these things are concerned. So, like, say for example, if she on her own just decides, all right, I'm gonna go MVP, probably she wouldn't last 6 months. But with Nike, you know, with Nike and thing, she and Frano have to make it work.
Yep.
They just have to make it work. You understand me? Like sponsorship, a lot of people they probably not really understand the intricacies of how sponsorship and the marketing they work. But sponsorship play a big role in a lot of stuff. More where when I see people when Manning's man used to say Shelly used to run go Oregon go play a possum. You think Shelly want to play a possum, but Nike say you must show up. Yeah, she shakes actually too. She shakes I say. This one and again, I agree with what Anthony Henry said when he said she seems very focused. I think after being embarrassed, you know, after being embarrassed and some things say she'll come back with blood in her eye. She'll come back with a lot of vengeance and she'll want to win on her home turf and
So
Yeah, well, let's.
this is the other part of what Anthony is saying. Anthony is saying that I disagree with it. She seems very focused outside of the social media.
Based on what? Based
oh
So,
on
all
what?
which way
right,
you say?
Wally, I can tell you, see this Anthony fella. If you think you love track and field, check this brother. This brother coming like some. It's like he eat, sleep, drink track and field. The story about Kim, did you saw the story about the particular female athlete that was in America that was basically slaughtering everybody?
Who that?
She, I don't remember her name. Anthony, could you tell us the name? But Anthony was the one who brought that to our attention, and the person was basically talking about the things between what's her name, man, Will Clay wife, and a lot of them say them cheat and them sell themselves and all them things. So I'm just showing you to the extent that this man goes in
Yeah
track
man,
and field.
him know
I think
him.
I
I
saw
know him
something like that. I didn't follow the
Oh, he said
story.
his name is Katisha Miller.
Atisha Miller.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw something like that, but I didn't. When I
The,
didn't.
the,
I
the
saw the
recordings
YouTube.
the recording comes is on Spotify because I got them on Spotify. Those three voices.
Spotify?
Yeah. About the American track and field, the dark history right now.
I saw something about it, but I didn't follow it.
Okay, but Wally, I'm going to have this question to all three of you gentlemen. So, as we have seen being reported, Tajay Gayle is going to compete in the men's 100 meter. And based on reports earlier this season, I heard that he was beating everything over MVP in the 100 meter. Now, Frana himself is going to take this youth under his tutelage and coach him. How far do you see him going? Starting with you, Wally.
Well, based on the second interview that Frano gave, he pretty much hinted that he would win the next national championship. Because he was basically saying he's preparing Tajay Gale to be the number one sprinter in Jamaica. Paraphrasing. And one thing with Frano, when it comes to spotting, honing, developing talent and bringing it to the fore, he is second to none. He's second to none. So
When it comes
if
to
Fran-
females,
if Frano says he can, remember Freighter get silver, if Frano says which nobody expected, if Frano says that this young man has the goods to be the fastest, I have no doubt that will come to fruition.
Okay.
I
Go
I
ahead. Go ahead. Go
agree.
ahead.
I mean, I agree. I don't. We've seen it. We've seen the progression. Let's look at some of the times that Tajay did since 2014. In 2014, he was running 11.17. 2015, 11:10. 2016, 10.5. 2019, 10.4. 2020, he started focusing on long jump, 10.74, and 21, 10.18. So we saw where his times were going down steadily. And I think he had some injury problems. Why I think he would have improved even better if it wasn't for some niggling that he had after the trials. That his time would have gone on way more.
Question.
So I believe.
Sorry, 1 second, Albert. Out of that span, from what period did Frano have him, or you had him from 2016?
I think I'm not sure how long he's been with Fano.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. So it would be interesting to see for the gradual progression of those times that he just highlighted, what portion of it Frano would be responsible for.
Kems, go ahead.
Because 2014, in 2014 he probably was still in high school because he was still in school.
So me have to run it quick because I have a little presentation for good. But I just want to say this on this particular topic, right? And Anthony Henry beat me to it because I was saying for be the national champion and nothing hard. The national champion, what time run for the national champion? No, 10.1 or 10.01 or something. Yeah, that win.
Yeah.
That's not hard for you be the national champion, right? So, Frano saying that, when I think of something hard that we accomplish, right? Especially because honestly, if Julian Fort never so injury prone, I think Julian Fort could have been Jamaica's fastest.
Kems, you say I'll kick your argument through the window. Frano is not going to talk of Tajay Gayle for just national championship.
No. Okay. But Frano can talk when Frano can talk when I want to talk. Let us put things in perspective right now. Remember, Christian Coleman coming back. No way Tajay Gayle can beat him.
You don't know that.
No.
You don't know. It's just the same thing with Sherika. Remember, when Sherika came on the scene, a lot of people said that, hey, this girl you're running that, this girl you're running this. A lot of people, I never said necessarily you, I said a lot of people. They said that she couldn't beat seasoned professionals.
Listen,
yet
she did. No. Listen to me.
Wait. Hold on. Just before you go, Kim.
Hold on, nobody. Me have to run away. So let me talk before I run. Right? Let me tell you something. Christian Coleman coming back, and you can't say me not like me put my head on the block for this.
Like Ronnie Baker.
There is no way. I never put my head on the block for Ronnie Baker.
Ronnie Baker.
Tajay Gayle can't beat Ronnie Baker. Tajay Gayle cannot beat Ronnie Baker. Tajay, when you talk about the Fred Curley thing, what I predict, or you not talk about that, because it not suit your narrative, or you not talk about that. But hold on. So let me tell you who Tajay Gayle cannot beat. Right? He cannot beat Andre DeGrasse. No way, no how. Cannot beat Fred Curley. No way, no how. Cannot beat Christian Coleman. No way, no how. Cannot beat Ronnie Baker. No way, no how. Trayvon Bramwell, that guy is spooky. So he run good.
You're crazy, that Kim. So you're telling me that.
I'm not saying nothing about Trayvon, but him can't beat them guys. They're like, all right, Sherika, even though she just switch over down to the 100-meter, Sherika is a seasoned. This man is a long jumper. Like, let us not disrespect these sprinters who has been doing it for a living for a very long time.
I make the same statement for Blessing Okagbari.
Hold on, no. Yeah. What Blessing do? What Blessing do?
Don't know what I mean by.
That's what I did. What did she do? Is she an Olympic champion?
I never said anything about Olympic champion. Nobody here speaking about Olympic champion.
No, but you said that if Frano is talking him up, this is what you're saying. If Frano talk up somebody, them and only for the national championship alone. So why am I talking him for?
So how you interpret that to mean that he's going to win a gold medal? How you reach there? It could be top 3, it could be top 4. How you reach there? So
and I just named 5 persons who we can't beat. And I'm hearing that Michael Norman is going to step down at 9.7, man. Now Michael Norman is going to step down to the 100 meters. Guess what? Tajay Gayle can't beat him neither. Like, let us not.
Hold on, Kems. Bromell went into was it Coleman who went to the Olympics as the favorite to win?
No, Bramwell.
Bromell?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And what
Bramwell.
happened
Yeah.
to him? What happened to him?
I'm not sure.
They're not sure.
I'm not sure, but I'm not sure. It's been not sure what you want me to say. Hey, on the mark today, October 27. Remember, me I got the
So
World
many people went
Championships.
in as
Everything is
favorites,
recorded.
man, and nothing happened. They came out empty-handed.
9 point.
So
No,
it's possible. Anything is possible.
I think Bramwell. Honestly, I think Bramwell ran too much. I think he ran too many races by the time he reached Olympics in Brno. But again, Mr. Shakes say Tajay is a sprinter. That his greatest part of his long jump skill is his speed. Like, let us not disrespect these track and field
Right,
athletes.
Kems.
We're disrespect. We are
There's no
disrespect and we are
disrespect. They were just
discrediting
saying
right
that the
now.
man has some pedigree coming in. He's gonna create some waves. We're not
Right.
saying he will win, but it's possible that he could create some waves. That's
All
all.
right, Kems, before you go, right?
Yes.
If Tajay Gayle stay injury-free this season and continuously coached by Stephen Francis, no one will be beating him next year at the World Championship.
No one will what?
Will be beating him
He
next
said
year.
no one will beat him at World Championship.
Take it from me. That's what I'm
Josh,
predicting.
Josh, may I have the talk here? May I have the talk here about Facebook? I'm over Facebook. I'm willing to bet you $1 million that this man can't even get an individual medal at the world. Like you think is a curry, you think a butter pan catch? You think a bend down stucky? Like, I don't know, joke thing. This a track and field. This people do this day in, day out.
I see a Kenyan athlete the other day just off the scene for a 2 year for whatever reason, and the man just come back and blow up with a 9.8.
And then get banned, right?
He got banned again.
Of course.
Remember, say you're a big runner, Coleman hide from drug test, So we don't know if he'll come
Hold
back
on,
in the same form,
All right. Let us not fabricate stories now. Let us not fabricate stories. Coleman is not my runner. I mean, I like Coleman, but the man is a talented athlete, very, very talented.
Talented.
Kems,
We'll see when he gets back.
So
We'll see.
Kems, you know, Shake is a betting man. The Shake's not joke when it come on to betting.
I'm willing to bet he will
medal before
his career ends.
$50,000 Jamaican.
Shakes, you think me a cokehead like anything? Me attack. Bet me about the World Championship. That boy.
So Shakes, the man say need to step up the betting. So talk about next year World Championship.
All right. I can give you this next year World Championships and the year after that. I can give you that he won't get an individual medal.
So, Kems, are you willing to bet that he won't get an individual medal by Paris Olympics 2024?
That's what he just said.
No, he never said.
No, I said the 2 World Championship. The 2 World Championship
by
before Paris.
Olympics.
You think could easy? Yo, man, I gotta do a little presentation. But the thing could easy. Anthony Henry, the betting habits good, my general. But we're gonna finish the conveyor for sure, brother.
All right, bro.
If I finish the presentation before time he come back.
Yeah, man. I say a word, man. Big up yourself.
Cool.
But Wally, realistically, and also Albert, you don't think that there has to be something that Franz sees in this that he think that he can go, because as Albert just pointed out, 2021 10.18 being a long jumper. And remember, says this is not a youth that is focusing on whatever, and also we have to factor in that even when he got that 10.18, he was struggling with injuries. So
yes.
the possibility exists that hadn't he be struggling with injuries, he could have gone faster. It's the same situation with Rashid Bradwell, because information that I got in was that Gayle and Bradwell, the long jumper and the hurdler, was beating every sprinter in MVP. And they were doing it week in, week out. So if we factor in those things, why is it that we are not we, Kems for argument's sake is writing off the man that, hey, the man can't even make that. Kems just list out at least 6 athletes. So basically, Kems is saying that the man only can make the final at best.
At best. And we know Frano is a genius, and if Frano see something, he knows you have the goods. So right, me now go doubt Frano.
Exactly. One. And the thing is, right, because I know Nesta Carter personally, right? And if Frano can really get Nesta Carter, who wasn't even like in top 5 at champs, right? To run 978 seconds in 100 meter. And Tajay Gayle is a more of a talented sprinter than Nesta Carter. I don't know what Frano can do with it.
But Wally, I'm going
Yeah,
to make
I
a bold
think
prediction.
he's gonna do good.
I'm going to make a bold prediction like Shakes just did, you know. I remember when I came on here, I said that Shirka is going to run 10.7, 10.7. You same Wally. So you serious level on it? You think she really can do that? And I was proven to be right. She did run the 10.7. So I'm going to make a bold prediction. Once it's front of coaching, Tajay Gayle is going to run 9.7 by the latest next year.
All right. Why? My concern is he's will he be able to recover from that injury and remain injury free? We saw Eileen.
He said it's not as serious as people thought it was, you know. He said it's more a case of
Yeah,
he actually needed rest.
Yeah,
yeah. The injury wasn't
Needed
very
rest.
serious. The injury.
yeah, anyway.
And each time him landing on the pit, him a hobble and a favor one leg. Me no really.
He said that
But
he has
he's
recovered.
back in training now. He's
Yeah,
back
he's
in
back in
training now.
training. He's
He's
back
back
in
in
training
training now. So
with him. My only
Yeah,
problem
me,
with him is that
so
me have
next
to
year
see. Me have to see.
he's going to run on the same seconds next year, between 9.7 to 9.8. But the only concern that might be is that the long jump and the 100 meter around it is actually on the same days.
That's the other
it's the
problem.
same. The
That's
same.
that's the
And
huge problem.
yeah.
Which means I'm now gonna make him do the long jump then.
Yeah, something out of our
Something is going to give.
Something
But
he's gonna give. If he comes out running 9, 8 or 9.90, then definitely he's gonna be running the 100 meters for sure.
yep.
And then the thing is, he
Yeah.
ran 10.18 earlier in the season when he was all that.
Yep.
And then he said
When he
himself
wasn't even
he
focusing
could
on the
go even
100. He
faster.
wasn't.
He said he realized that he can go even faster. So that's like you're looking at under 10 seconds basically.
All right, help me with something. When did he run the 10.18?
In March.
I believe it was March.
It was
No,
March.
it was in May.
It was May.
May.
Between March and May, thereabouts.
Let me check.
May.
May.
Yeah, I
May.
think
It was May. It was like
May.
just before trials.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a few weeks before trials. May. I just didn't write on the date, but it's May. So yeah.
Okay.
And
So
then
he-
remember that at that point in Wally, he was also carrying the niggle, the said niggle that he went into the World Championship, the Olympics with. He was
Yes.
carrying it at that point.
Oh, I actually
The
thought that.
on,
Okay. So
yeah, man, he had a niggle, and that's the reason why he wasn't doing so well in the long jumps because he had the needle, so he was being, patient with it. So we'll see. But the only issue I have with this now is that even though Frano says yes, he's gonna be national champion, we know that Frano has a history where male athletes are concerned. They don't normally turn around the way he wants them to, or in a time frame that he predicts they will or they would. So that's the only thing right now.
No, I disagree.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Most of the people who turn around are, the females. Every 3 years or so, you get a male who break the barrier.
Disagree though, Albert.
First, I say I disagree with you, Albert.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think that like for example, he's the one that produced Asafa for him, right? I just don't think it was
Yes.
the mental block as to why Asafa did not win those gold medals. It was more mental. It was like a case of trying to do it.
Okay. So and then he had
had won those Olympic medals, then probably would be saying that. But he had Nesta Carter, Michael Frater, Asafa Paul. That's three very good male sprinters. In
That's
fact,
true, but
if we actually check history, Frano became popular because of male sprinting when Asafa broke that world record.
So it was Asaf and Bridget at the time.
Yeah, it was
no man, Asafa before Bridget.
Asafa was the one that actually propelled
man, remember
on the world stage as a big coach.
Yeah, man. Remember in 2003 when Asafa made the final, he was a prohibitive favorite and
Mm-hmm.
go choke. And Kim Collins actually won that final in 10 seconds flat. So Asafa predated Bridget. It was really
Right.
Asafa that
Yeah.
brought that prominence to MVP.
VP.
It was
Yeah,
as
that's correct.
it was Asafa that made athletes realize that they don't need to go overseas. He was the
I
one
agree. I agree.
that really was the genesis and the trailblazer of home trained, homegrown and home trained uh, top tier athletes.
Yeah, that's correct, Wally. And so, in fact, it was a male sprinter that actually made MVP into what it was, or what it is now.
And here's
Yep.
Anthony Henry saying that if Asafa was successful at major events, he would have run 9.6, probably 9.5.
I can't see 9.6. I can't see 9.6 because when he ran the 9.74 first in Reti, he actually slowed down in the last 10 meters. So and he actually said after that meet in Reti in Italy that he says that he has 9.6 in him. I
Mm-hmm.
can see 9.6, 9.5.
Probably a bit reaching.
Yeah, you reach.
But could it be? But I
If
probably get
it,
from what
it's
Anthony is saying that.
possible if he,
Go ahead.
I'm saying it's possible if Asafa runs free, runs without the pressure, he can. I think he
That
can
is what
probably
I was
run
going to
nine
say.
four.
That is what I was going to
Yeah,
say,
if he runs.
Albert. That when things
Yep.
tend to cloud your whole mental space, Wally. You know that it's like a whole entire burden you're carrying on your shoulders. So imagine if he had
Mm-hmm.
won at major events, right? At the Olympics, get a gold medal, he would be running with more freedom because he knows that hey, I'm Olympic champion and all of that. So that would allow him to just
Mm-hmm.
go out there and just run without anything on his mind.
Yep.
True.
As I said,
But
we could be reaching, we could be
but
reaching.
I see 9.6 and but not 9.5 because as I said we've seen Asafa in the Diamond League against athletes that aren't his caliber, so there's no pressure there.
I say 9.6
Yeah.
as well. I agree.
The only, the only way
As I said,
probably,
the closest he got running pressure free was 9.72. So
Mhm.
Two. Yeah.
I can see him running 9.6. I can't see 9.5. I can't
the
see
only
9.5.
9.5 could come in. Wally is 9.5 in today's Nike shoes. The modern Nike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
In these
Yes.
Nike
Yes.
shoes, possibly a
Take off.
9.5 then.
Take off about 3 seconds off.
But,
You know.
but those times,
Yeah.
uh-uh.
That
As
means
I
that.
said, Wally, 9.6 undercards, but 9.5.
Yeah,
Remember.
Athletes are getting faster,
You know
so
what
you
it is?
probably would do a
You know what people
9.5.
don't actually realize though, Wally? It's that 9.58 by Bolt. People don't put enough respect on that 9.58,
No. No.
because
People are
that is
now
just
making it look like it's nothing. People are now making it look
yeah.
like it's
That's
nothing.
but you know what? It looks like nothing now because of these new shoes. That's it. That's the
The
reason,
new shoes.
But you see, if you
Mm-hmm.
actually look at it in if you put things into perspective,
no,
that 9.58 by Bolt, then if Bolt was running that right now, you're looking easily at a 9.4 thereabouts.
Yeah,
no,
because
but not necessarily. No, we if we look at the if we look at the 100-meter final, right? Last championship gone. The times weren't spectacular.
yeah,
The
they
times
were. But guess
weren't
what? Athletes are
spectacular.
very good though.
But
Poor.
Wally, look at it though.
That's
Remember
what
And
we're
it is.
The
and
talking
and
times
about
and,
leading
and
up to.
remember that we're talking about
Super
a
athlete.
super athlete. When I talk, remember say about the business who they in the race, them and they run them one race.
no
Look
man,
at it from this perspective, like Chris, when you see athletes like Chris Coleman, right, and those running 9.7, and they're not even talented as Asafa Powell, then that shows you that there's something with the shoes today. Because Chris Coleman, those athletes are 9.7 today. Those two from America, and Asafa is way ahead of them in terms of
oh, but
sprint.
I'll give you an next example, Wally. Look at Fred Curley coming down from the 400 to the 100 and running 9.8.
Yeah,
Just
Fred Curry.
imagine Usain Bolt running in decent shoes.
oh, I don't have enough. I don't have enough data to say okay these new spikes are taking off a tenth of a second or 2/10 of a second to make that sort of assessment. What I can say is that when we look at the time of the last major championship, and compare it to times when technology would not be as advanced, it's actually slow. This is actually one of the
Wally. But you know what? It goes back
slowest
to Wally. We
slowest
keep on
finals in
saying
a
to you,
while.
Wally. Wally, remember what we keep on saying to you, and you took us on before. I said to you that these guys that are coming through the 100 meter, they are not as talented as
What we have the last
before.
20 years. Yeah.
They're not.
Not even the
Yeah,
Americans one. They're not even the Americans. They're not talented.
yeah.
Look at look at
It's like
Olympics. Look at Olympics. Who expected that guy from Italy to win? Absolutely nobody.
no, nobody expected. He just came out of nowhere and blew past everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
so honestly, I don't have any data.
But even though you
It's
know,
not like it's not like when I'm trying to remember the year where they introduced these new swimming suits, and in short order they had to ban them because people were breaking records left, right, and center. The advantage that they had, the significant streamlining that the new swimsuit was providing, was shaving off
mm,
tenths of a second. So they had that empirical evidence to say, no man, how can you, this athlete who has been basically within a particular time frame, and then all of a sudden
so Wally.
you
a
know,
tenth of a second gone for
All
so
right,
many
Wally.
athletes. So they were able to really pinpoint, and they realized that it was a suit, and they got rid of it.
All right, Wally. Look at it now. First off, remember that Elaine Thompson and Shelley Fraser struggled to go below 10 sevens up until
For a
this
long
year,
time. For a long, yep, for a
they're
long
injured.
right
time.
throughout their career. Now, these girls are running 10.6 like it's a Sunday morning stroll. So, wouldn't you factor in the spike or something to do with that?
But look at no. As I say, I
I,
don't have enough
I,
I,
information to say that. Look
I
at
I,
look
would.
at look at look at Shakari. Look at Shakari, right?
Mhm.
She ran 10-7 early up in the year, and since then with the same spikes, she gone in reverse.
because of the
No,
She
no,
gone
no.
because
in
Wally,
reverse.
Wally, we have to
of the
factor in
training.
now. Remember that with Shakari now,
That's the
One,
situation.
Shakari has been running all about for whatever reason. Two, remember that when she just came back the other day, for whatever reason she was out, whatever not, right? Remember that at the trials she ran a 10 point. I believe she ran a 10.6 when needed, something like that. I'm not
It was
sure.
unaided. Yeah.
It was when needed, yeah. But what I'm saying that remember that if you look well, here's Akil saying that she ran 10.73 times legally. So there you have it. And if we're looking at Shakari versus these two females, would you say Shakari is as good as both these athletes?
Yeah, she's not good.
No, you see, what you would have to do to for you to say definitively,
Mhm.
right? You would have to look at the set of athletes that are running in these spikes. Look at their times prior to the introduction of the spikes, and compare it to the times that they are running now. If we can
No,
see
yeah.
overall, when looking at the data set, we see a reduction in the time, just like what we saw with the swimsuit. Then we can say,
But we have seen a reduction. All right. Look, remember that
Not
Elaine.
not not
Remember that
overall
Elaine.
though. The
Remember that
reduction is
Elaine
not
PB
as a
there now,
overall.
result
Wally.
of the spikes.
Wally, remember that Elaine PB was what? 10.70 now. Now it's at 10.54. Shelly was
Right.
the same 10.70. Now it's at what?
Me,
10.60.
me have
But
some,
hold on, no.
No,
What
but
did
that
what
that's
did
oh, one
Prano
just
let
say?
me
we are just
introduce
we
What
are
did
you.
just
Prano
Okay,
say
okay,
about
wait.
ET? He said this year she is in the best shape of her life.
All right, and what
She's
about
in the
Shelly?
best shape of her life.
she's in the best shape
So,
of her life too.
Wally, right? You might hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I hear you, man.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, we get the confirmation, right? So based on the businessinsider.com, the Nike funded study by independent researchers found that the shoes confer about 4% more energy efficiency per footfall. So it actually makes athletes run faster at the Olympics this year. those Nike funded, those new Nike spikes.
No,
It didn't.
no,
Well, it didn't affect
but
everybody though. It didn't affect everybody because it wasn't in every
we're not
event
seeing
that the times
we're not
improved,
seeing that being reflected in the times. We
reflected.
have to
No,
So they are saying,
prove.
basically this Olympic, right? They're giving lots of example of athletes that broke records running these Nike shoes. And remember that is as independent researchers, you know. And
Mhm.
Nike funded independent researchers that suggest that it does make athletes run faster.
Yeah, but
okay.
what I'm saying is that you have to look at what we don't have is a list of all the runners who are running in these shoes. We don't have that. We
Because
don't
you know
have
that some are different from different like are connected to different companies like Adidas.
Yeah.
no
So
man
you
in
have
terms of
a
Nike
Puma.
Oh, you're
specifically.
saying that
Nike
all the athletes
specifically.
that are running this these Nike
Nike
shoes.
Nike specifically. I think
Or
we
Nike
don't have.
specifically.
Yeah, all these ones.
Oh, but
What
they're
what
saying that based on the investigation, right? The research, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
saying that so every 100 grams of foam, right, that is used to make these shoes result in a 1% loss in energetic efficiency, right? And then they come up with these new formulations like Nike Zoom X, which actually makes athletes go faster. That's what the Business Insider.com is actually saying, based on the independent researchers, because there's a lot of, in fact, they're also saying that it might cause the sport, so the integrity of the sport to come into question, which is one of the reasons why, you know, that they originally had banned that those Nike spikes 3 years ago.
Yeah,
For
I know those shoes were
athletes,
banned
they banned those
before.
athletes.
Yeah.
Remember that they banned it because it was making them going super fast, right? And then IWF said that Nike need to come back with something again. So they need to remodel, come back with a different spice, and they are going to decide whether or not to pass it. Right? So they
It
came
was.
back from 2019 with a new model, and that one was passed, and then we are realizing that this Olympics, right, is actually the first Olympics since though that jug infested one in 1988 that actually have the most world
Mhm.
records with Nike athletes, with athletes that run in Nike spikes. Most world records across the track and field.
So War Home he wore a Nike spike as well.
I'm not sure, but I know that Ray Benjamin does. And it came down from
Yeah, Ray
46.8
Benjamin
to
does as well.
46.1.
Mm.
Sidney McCutcheon running in Nike specs as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It will
And
be
And
next year,
interesting.
that we get Cinema Clocking, but you're actually running
Who,
Nike
Dalila?
spike as well.
Who, Dalila Mohammed?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dalila also runs in Nike specs as well.
Nike spike as well. So they may have something there. Maybe something there. I was just looking at it in a broader sense that not all the events had world records, well, for sure, and not all
So,
the events even had Olympic record. Not all the events
Sydney
had
New
Olympic
Balance.
records in them.
it's very exactly.
So
So based on also what the research also says. So he said that when Nike debuted this in 2019, it forced companies like Adidas, Puma, New Balance, and Skechers to design their own versions
Oh,
because
so it's right
so
across the
right, so
board.
it's right across the board.
mm,
Interesting.
okay,
Interesting.
interesting.
Oh, so correction. Sydney is actually sponsored by New Balance.
Yeah,
It's not
so
Nike.
it's right across the board.
So the already new Spike is just under their own brand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Well,
I don't necessarily read it that way. I because I
no.
don't know if the other companies actually did the rollout of those new spikes at the championship just gone.
Mm.
Repeat.
True. Yeah, we're
No,
not
no,
sure.
I'm
We're not
saying I
sure
don't
if
necessarily.
all the athletes who. Go
No,
ahead,
Albert
brother.
was saying that everybody is wearing the same high technology shoes, just different brands. But I was saying that I don't necessarily interpret it that way because I don't know that the other companies who would have been significantly behind in terms of research and development would have had the opportunity to roll out their version of the new technology Nike Spikes at the last major championship. I'm saying I don't know. I don't know. So
Okay.
I'd have to find that out.
So and the last part, basically, what I've just read also on the study is that what makes it come into question is that the foams and the plate that is used to make this new Nike shoes, right? They're actually lighter than the previous ones. So the foam and the plate is actually a lighter version. So that would make actually the spike actually lighter overall than the previous spikes before.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay, guys, we're going to wrap up, and I want to have the final thoughts from all of you. So, Albert, go ahead. You're 30 or not even 30. I'm going to give you a minute tonight.
A minute. So I'm definitely looking forward to see what the 2022 season is going to bring from MVP, which athlete is going to replace Elaine and to be their number one female sprinter. And
Shakari.
well, we know yeah, if it's going to be Shakari or somebody else, or will Sharika be the new cash kid on the block for MVP. I'm looking forward to see what Tajay Gayle is gonna come with. I know Frana spoke about it, and when Frana speaks, he usually speaks with volume. So I'm
Yep.
hoping that Tajay will come down to a 9-8, and we said yes, finally we have somebody who can challenge for a medal on the global stage. I'm also waiting with bated breath to see what Shakari is gonna come produce as well. You know, that would be interesting to see if she can um bring some spunk to the trio Jamaicans, you know. If she
Mhm.
can stop them, one of them in their tracks, and in another sense, help her friend get some big sponsorship too, our special friend who does her hair, get some big sponsorship like her. So looking forward to that. See
Okay.
what comes out of that. Yep,
Uh,
and that's about it for me.
Wally, your minute.
All right. So I am first I want to address the sentiment that persons have concerning Elaine's departure. They keep saying that she's ungrateful. Again, initially, back in the days, I used to say, boy, look how this person bring you from nothing and you're going to leave. But if we are honest, none of us here, if we in our respective jobs, if there's an opportunity, if another company is going to offer us a job that is going to pay better benefits, we're not going to sit there and say, boy, this company took me from university or high school, and no one would take a chance on me, let me stay there. No, 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 none of us would do that. So as long as I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but I haven't heard in any of her interviews where she has disrespected Frano or spoken ill of Frano or MVP in any way. That is the only circumstance under which I would say she would have been ungrateful if she was actually maligning those who helped her to get where she was. But she said, well, the time is up, time to move on. I'm wishing her all the best. I'm not going to say, boy, because I am not fond of her spouse, then I hope she doing the well. At the end of the day, she is our best prospect to bring glory to our country when she represents us. And so I am going to be wishing her the best and really hope that this endeavor works out. And most importantly, it's obvious for she made the move for financial reasons. So I'm really hoping that she sees the benefit of making this move, and all the steps are coordinated properly, and good wisdom and practicality is used. Having a long-term focus. We see, like, for example, Dennis Schroeder in the NBA, have the bag in hand, get craven, and now just end up with pittance. So I really hope that that sort of scenario doesn't really
Sure,
replicate
there's a
itself
madman.
in exactly, replicate itself with Alien. So I'm definitely wishing her all the best
Okay, boss. All
and
right,
looking
bye.
I
forward to
just
hearing
want to
from Sharika.
I'm
Jackpot.
not
Yes, me
saying
too.
anything about the producer on a minute. The producer want to say something.
So yeah, what I would say last on this, right, is that on July 19, Usain Bolt said that advances in spike technology that could help wipe out his world records are laughable, and that the new shoes also gives an unfair advantage over athletes not wearing them. When I was told about it, I couldn't believe that this is what we have gone to, Bolt said. It's weird and unfair for a lot of athletes because I know that in the past, the shoes companies actually tried and the governing body said, no, you can't change the spikes. So to know that they now are actually doing it is laughable, said Bolt.
Okay.
I saw that from Bolt,
So Bolt
and
is worrying over his world records.
I of course I that's what I was gonna say. He's worried that the new spikes are gonna force people to break his world record much sooner than he anticipates, and I think that's the reason why I said it. But he doesn't have to worry. We don't see anybody yet who's gonna challenge those records next 2 years. So yep.
Okay. And
I want to say big up to Suzette Price from Cayman. She's watching.
I want to tell her
Big
to
up
subscribe.
Suzette.
Tell her
Welcome.
she should ensure that she subscribe to the channel.
Yes,
Like, share,
I
subscribe.
threatened her. I threatened her. So Suzette, subscribe. Hit that like button and subscribe, Suzette, and bring your friends to watch and subscribe as well.
Yeah, man. Blessings to that fam. And on that note, remember guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, ensure that you do that. Keep on sharing the contents, and also if you haven't liked the video already, ensure that you leave a like before you come off the video. And thanks to all our commenters, all our commenters that comment right throughout, all the viewers that are, them just sit back and just watch without commenting. Yeah, man, you have to big them up too. So big up to all of you guys, and thanks to our producer, thanks to Kems, Albert, and also Wally, Poppin Molly in the
Yep.
building. Until tomorrow, guys, stay safe, enjoy the rest of your night.